Alrighty, hello everyone. This is Halloween Hunter here, and today we are looking at my first haunt build of the Halloween season. And today I'm kind of doing an update video because I've kind of built a good portion of the haunt. So I kind of want to go over real quickly what I've done so far with it. I've been building my haunt for about 2 months now, and honestly, it's been a very fun experience. If you have not seen on Instagram, I am doing a lavatory type haunted house, and this is kind of like the progress we have so far with it. My haunt name this year is Trial 9 Haunted House, or Trial 009, and I've been wanting to do a haunted house like this for a couple years now, but this year is the year I finally went ahead and tackled the idea because I had enough props and enough time to really plan what I want to do with it. And so this is kind of the haunted house that I've been waiting for and now am finally conquering. First, I kind of started with these outer walls first. If you guys didn't know, last year I did wooden walls for my haunt Bizarro World, and those were the year I kind of built these walls. So this year I kind of just brought those walls back, but basically recolor them so that they can fit this year's theme. And so I didn't really have to go ahead and build anything with these things. I did have to go ahead and actually staple these to the wall because if you guys didn't know, I do my haunt in the basement since 2020. I haven't really done a haunt build in a while, so you guys might not know that. I switched locations a couple of years ago. I do that at my cousin's house, so this is where we're doing it now. And I have put these walls up against the unfinished parts of the basement, and then I went ahead and repaint them. This year I'm doing black and white at the top, black at the bottom. And last year I had stripe walls. You can kind of see some leftovers of it where it was white, red, and then white, kind of a pattern design of red and white stripes. So I thought that turned out really cool, but this year it's gonna be black and white to fit the lab aesthetic. I've also went ahead over here, as you can see, I also have some UV green paint in a couple rooms. One of them being in this room. You can kind of see it doesn't really shine the best right now because of the lighting right now and because there's lights on currently. But as you can see here, we do have the other parts of the lighting, which is the other parts of the different coloring, which is this is going to be a UV room. So I'll have a light that flickers. So you can kind of see like it flicker, and then some of the walls turn like a really bright green that glows in the dark. And then when the light turns back on, it'll be just partially green walls with black at the bottom. I am currently painting these walls, the middle walls. These walls were a big pain last year to go ahead and build, but this year they've been pretty good and pretty easy to go ahead and set up, and I have already painted all the white on it. I'll kind of show some clips of me painting that. It wasn't really a hard process to paint all these walls. They're not super stressful. They kind of take a while though because there's so much boards of wood I'm painting. I have about 55 boards in the basement, I believe, so a lot of boards to paint. It takes me about 10 to 20 minutes to paint each side, so it's a very stressful process, especially the ones that are a lot longer, like this wall, where it's going to take me a bit more of time. So, and as you can see here, I am now going to paint the bottom of this wall, which is the black. As you can kind of see, I've already been starting the middle walls with the black. And you can kind of see the leftovers of last year's haunt with the red and white stripes, which are going to be covered pretty soon, so that this entire section is now black and white. But I'll kind of show you guys what the rooms are going to look like for the most part, because I haven't really shown you guys what the rooms will look like for this year's haunt. Starting in there, this is the only finished part of the basement. If you guys have seen my haunts in the past, you know I don't really do a lot with this room because, well, I really can't. So I just do black tarp from this way and the middle right here because I can't really go ahead and cover these 100%. So, and here I'm gonna have Deathstalker right here. And over here, I'll have the Torture Box Woman and one other prop. I still haven't decided which prop it's gonna be. You'll walk in here, and this room won't be really that crazy. I'll have a couple posters up, maybe a couple like fake weapons up. But I'm gonna have right here Spike, who's going to be kind of shaking around. I might move him actually over here to just kind of space out some things because I'm gonna have Nightcrawler right here too. So I might maybe Spike over a hook. Every year in my haunt, I have a hanging prop right here. Last year was Grid Mummy. I had Lord the Carnivar the year before that. And then in 2020, I had Cocoon Corpse. So I always have like a hanging prop right here because I can't do too much in this room, especially with how wide it is. There's not really too much you can do, but I can have a prop right here, I think, and I'll have a prop there. And then you walk into here, of course. This layout kind of changed from last year. It's slightly different. Last year it was more boosted out here, but now it's kind of curved, as you can see here, because we kind of remodified the structure. There's actually one leftover board from last year, so you can kind of see that this year we kind of redesigned it a little bit, but it's still kind of the same layout overall. And here we're gonna have some clear tarp. We're gonna have experimental Eddie right here, and then you walk in here, we'll have alien capsule, toe tagged, Dr. Illume, and a little medical carts that I have not currently put together right here with a bunch of like beakers, skulls, a plasma ball, just to kind of give this room more flavor. I'll probably buy some more posters too. I bought quite a bit of posters this year, not super big ones, so I hope I can get a few big ones this year. Then we'll go in this room. I haven't moved these props in proper spots because I'm painting these walls. I need to paint these walls before I can put those props in their spots. But right here we have Swimmer Varmint, who is going right here because every year I put a prop right here because we have like plumbing that kind of sticks out of the ground, and I don't want people to trip on that if we have no prop there, so I always put a prop here. So I actually took the crates from last year's theme and actually covered it, and then I have Super Varmint right there because it kind of fits the lab theme. And then in here is going to be another big lab room. I'm going to have a Electrify Maniac right here, a table with some beakers and probably some weapons, and I want to have hopefully a bunch of wires coming out of the ceiling. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to pull it off 100%, but I want a bunch of wires coming out of the walls and the ceiling to make it look like this is kind of like an electrical room. And then I'll probably put some more things up here. I got a couple of things up, but right here we're gonna have Cryo Chamber Corpse, who's right there, right here. Probably has a couple more posters right here again. Then you'll walk into here, and this is what I consider to be like the gore room, because each room has like a different like vibe for a laboratory. We have like the aliens and creatures over here. Then we have like the electrifying and transforming humans to cyborg area right here. But in here, it's going to be the torture room, because I kind of think for Dr. Noodles, who is this year's mascot for the haunt, that he actually tears apart his victims, like in alive right here, and takes those victims to evil scientists who does, I guess, the transforming for them. So we have like kind of like 3 doctors, scientists working together. I don't know. That's kind of like a rough basis, but there's that. I'm going to have right here Convulsing Nurse, and then Miss Mercy, who aren't exactly like lab props, but I feel like they can fit in the lab, so I'm using them. And then I bought from Spirit a few weeks ago a bunch of the hangers. I've always kind of wanted these, but I kind of wanted them for this year. I want to perma blood them and hang them up and make this look like a torture room for Dr. Needles, who is, as you can see, torturing his victims, like eating alive. I have this wheel from last year's theme up. I think it looks pretty cool there. It doesn't make 100% a lot of sense, because like, how does a wheel move from here when it's like very flat? But it doesn't matter. I might have Electrified Corpse up in here, but I feel like he might work better for this other room because it's more of the electrifying props right here, but not really sure. Could still fit here as a torture victim. Over here we have Wretched, who's gonna have her own little section right here. I think she'll look pretty cool right here. Then in here we'll have the guard zombie, who I've not opened yet, right here. And then right there we'll have Reanimated Corpse. And then you walk out again and you'll see Torture Box Woman. So that's kind of like what I have for this year's haunt so far. Overall, it's a very good layout. It's the same as last year, but again, with the lab-esque vibe. I have quite a few things to put up still and quite a few things to finish. So I hope this update helped you guys understand this year's haunt a bit better. A lot more lighting is being used, a lot cooler stuff. So I'm hoping this year turns out to be its best year yet. I think it will. So yeah, so that is it, guys, for my current haunt build for today. Again, I'm probably going to do a lot more of haunt builds because I want to update you guys on the haunt. I haven't really been doing that the last couple of years, so I hope this year I can go ahead and update you guys on the haunt itself, because I want to go ahead and show off what's happening. I don't want to spoil too much, but I've shown you guys quite a bit of what's going on in the haunt currently. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next Halloween video coming out very soon.